Can we talk about Canadian conservative thinking for just a second? The current gap between left and right in Canada seems to come down to one thing: where you end and I begin. Let's start with Jordan Peterson. His jumpstart into wider appeal began with his refusal to use people's pronouns. When transgender identified their own pronouns, Peterson rejected that, proudly declaring that no, he was going to use him and her where he chose, not respecting the choice of the individual. Now, Peterson is an intelligent person, but he doesn't know where he ends. How can Peterson get inside the mind of another human being and decide what they know internally to themselves? An even better argument: what would he think of someone telling him about his own mental illness? He wouldn't like it.
I'll get the vaccine. You leave me alone.
And so I don't know how, but Peterson has gone down a path that doesn't make sense. Inasmuch as he's essentially saying that he can speak for himself and speak for others. That's the mistake. You do you, Peterson. The rest of us will do and be and speak for ourselves individually. The same holds true for evangelical Christians who go beyond themselves to dictate what a woman may or may not do with their bodies. Again, know where you end and another autonomous, free individual begins. They don't seem to see that line. They can't or won't recognize that distinction. The same happened with the hashtag Freedom Convoy. I heard atrocious comments and watched repugnant, misleading videos comparing Justin Trudeau to Vladimir Putin. Trudeau has attacked a sovereign state, murdered individuals, civilians, poisoned political opponents. Surely even some right-wing thinkers can see the hyperbole here. Let's be clear. You have the right to protest. But do you have the right to block a public road or engage in military tactics with sustained sound torture in residential neighborhoods? Know where your rights end and where another's begin. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms guarantees the rights and freedoms set out in it, subject only to such reasonable limits prescribed by law as can be demonstrably justified in a free and democratic society. That's the line that right-wing folks have trouble with. I wonder how Albertans would feel if the tar sands were blocked and no consequence for that blockade. One's rights and freedoms stop at the point of another's rights and freedoms. The vaccine mandates for civil servants was another one. You are free not to get a vaccine. But if you're a public employee in close proximity to the public and you don't care about spreading a deadly virus, you don't care about another's health, another's well-being, and are fine with it, well, maybe you're in the wrong job. Know where you end and another begins.